What is up, ladies and gents? We are back. I'm the Guitarist 562 and I do video game guides and walkthroughs, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what the weapon skill specialization does. So let's go ahead and bump the graphics up to max, because why not? And I know someone said earlier in a previous YouTube video they want me to zoom in, so we'll go ahead and do that. About right here. So let's go ahead and turn everything off so you guys can see what all the skills do, because I know a lot of people do not have the skills because they don't play in Korea. So anyway, before I start that, reminder that I am hosting a giveaway. You have to be in the Discord and inside as a subscription. You have to subscribe to the YouTube channel to be a part of it. This Saturday, I'm going to host another poll to see if people want 3 giveaways for 40 bucks or one big chunky giveaway of $100 for the pre-launch release of Throne and Liberty in NA West and East. Anyway, that's my 2 cents going back. So serial fire bombs is the first skill, and it says a fire skill that deals 495% of base damage plus 483 and has an 80% chance to apply 2 stacks of weakened burning to all enemies within a 3-meter radius from the target. The damage boosts up to 100% based on the concentration time, stacks up to 5 times. Burning lasts for 12 and deals 3.1% of base damage. So let's use it without it so you guys can see what it looks like. So let's look at that. So that's my serial fire bombs, and that's mainly because initially I already have it leveled up, so it already comes with the stuff that it already, pre-existing buffs. Let's go ahead and put that back on. The picture changed to focused fire bombs. Let's go ahead and do it again. Oh wait, holding skill. Yep. So there you go. So that's what that looks like now. So that was actually a lot of fun. Let's turn that off. Can use while moving. So let's see what that looks like. This is probably my favorite one because one of the most annoying things about fireballs is that you have to stay still to proc a specific passive buff, which is asceticism. It's right here. Melee range and hit. The effect remains for 2 seconds after you make a movement. It also remains in effect on impact. Let's see. Is it this one? Where is it? Oh, maybe they changed it. Because I remember you had to stay still in the past, but there might have been a change. I'll have to look into it. Anyway, that's what that moves. Applies the same damage to a 3-meter radius from the target. So what that means is I'll hit it. Did you see that little orb? That's like let's go ahead and take a look. It's just kind of like the range. 3-meter radius isn't all that much though. Let's do it one more time just so you guys can see. Look at that. Okay, next skill. Firebomb speed goes up by 200%. Alright, so that's how that looks. Now let's turn that off. Let's go a little more range so you can see it fly a little bit more. Alright. One more time. So yeah, there's a visible difference when you use the skill. The casting time becomes removed. This is a cool one because now you don't need the casting time. You could just instantly use it. So now pair that up with this move can use while moving. So you could just be toxic. Yeah, that's pretty toxic. Alright, now Sam, we don't really need that. The firebomb speed goes up by 200%. On the last one, which is the holding skill. Focus firebomb specialization cannot be applied against using instant activation, which is this one. Because it's kind of redundant, you feel me? So That's pretty cool. So like, let's say you're backing up, you're trying to dodge like an SNS that's on your ass. You could just big ol' 5k. All right, now let's go to the next skill, which is Inferno Wave. So I personally, if I were to use this setup, I'd go like this. If I wanted to have a charging skill, you don't necessarily need to move it. So you can have focus fire bombs, or you can just go like this. Definitely use this one for PvP. It's not so important in PvE, because you're not really going to be moving that much in PvE. Most of the time, you're just going to be just chilling. NPCs are not that hard to fight. Now let's just apply the same. This is good for PvP. This is good for PvP, and this will be good for PvP. So that way you can just, you know, start doing your skills. So that's how you would work with that. Moving on, Inferno Wave is the next skill. It says lightning skill that deals 330% plus 153 damage to all enemies within a 3-meter radius. If the target is wet or frost from you, the damage transfers to other enemies within a 5-meter radius. So it transforms into the firebomb skill into that. I don't like that. I'm not a fan yet. I personally like the way it is right here, because I like to be consistent with the fire stacks. It has a chance of reapplying the burn, but it still helps. Cooldown decreases by 3 seconds is this next one. That may or may not be good. Can be used up to 2 times with a 50% chance. I'm not sure if it means it's consistently two times or 50% chance for a third, you know. That's good, because I would always use that along with Blitz, and I could use it twice, but maybe I can use it 3 times as a longbow staff. So let's go ahead and test that again. While that's loading, let's read the last skill. It says if burning is applied via Inferno Wave, 3 more burning stacks are added. So 1. Oh wait, I have to literally wait for it to charge again. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So let's try it with the lightning. Can I use lightning twice? We're gonna have to wait a little bit while, because it's still charging the second set, I think. Okay, let's take a look at it again. All right, there we go. Okay, so with the Blitz skill, you can actually use it 4 times. If you guys don't know what Blitz is, it is a skill for the longbow. It's right here. It resets the cooldown immediately. That's kind of toxic for certain skills, so we're gonna have to see what that's like. It opens up the chance, instead of it just being, you know, staff dagger, maybe longbow staff is actually going to be viable for PvP, because you could just do like hellfire multiple times. Anyway, that's what that's like. How would I use this? I definitely will be using that, and I'm not a fan of the lightning personally. The reason people would like lightning is because of the transferability when things are wet. For PvP, maybe during siege, they apply the rain effect, or maybe because of some other skills you can apply frost. But you know, play testing will determine whether that'll be good or not. If burning is applied via Inferno Wave, let's go ahead and have both those on, and let's see what happens with the enemy right in front of me. So no burning happened. So I'm not sure if this is like a gimmick, or like this is what the 50% chance means of applying of it activating twice. That's what it means by the 50%. So let's try one more time. And then right here. So it looks like that's what the 50% chance means. Now we figured out what that actually means. No burning stack was applied, unfortunately, though. It says, let's see. Now let's get rid of that. Let's go to smoke screen. A fire skill that creates a 4-meter wide zone that lasts for 5 seconds and teleports you 8 meters backwards. Applies a weaken that decreases movement speed by 34% for enemies in the zone. Every second of burning can be used up to 2 times. So it switches your PvP skill, which is like one of the cool ways for you to like back up into a fire skill. That's actually pretty cool. Look at that. and anybody in that radius gets burned. And if you guys remember correctly, there is a tier 2 staff that I have. Let me see if I have it in front of me. It might be in my storage. But I have a staff that basically has the ability to freeze people along the way. But anyway, moving on. Casting time is added and changes to use the skill on the spot instead of teleporting. Alright. So it's still charging up the second one, so I don't want to just use it right away because I want to see what else it does. And the last one says deals an additional damage equal to the 50% of the base damage per second to the area. Oh, okay. So I can choose where I want to put it. I definitely would not be using that. I mean, it could be used in conjunction, I guess, with like Meteor, I guess. But I wouldn't use it because for PvP, this is like a great way to get out of there. Like, this is regular. But I would probably use right here. Probably use 2. I mean, if you're going for like a lot of kills, sure, but I wouldn't go with that. Now let's move on to the next one. Chain Lightning creates a 3-meter radius that lasts for 3 seconds, deals damage to every enemy within that area for 65% of base damage plus 27 per second. So I have Chain Lightning right here. I don't know why the image looks different, but it's right here. Chain Lightning special. Because this is Judgment Lightning, this is Chain Lightning. I don't have any skills into Chain Lightning, so it shouldn't have changed into that image. Whatever. So that's what that looks like without any specialized skills. And now let's go ahead and add some stuff. So now the image changes to Chain Thunder. So it costs 10 points, 5, and 3. So look at that. That's the radius right there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the next skill. Guaranteed damage transfer. Use Chain Lightning on an enemy without wet or frost status. Also transfers the damage. So it transfers the damage without wet or frost status. So that's pretty good. So if you use these two together, that might be pretty nasty. Did you see that? These 3 just got hit. So let's go ahead and proc these 2. Look at the way it stacks. So that's pretty huge. Definitely going to use both of these for PvE and PvP. Look at that. Now the last skill is the Chain Lightning damage is not mitigated upon transfer. Okay, so that means, to explain it, when I use a Chain Lightning, the damage from here to here is different. So for me to make it easier for you to see, let's get rid of that one so you can see it more clearly. So the first one here is 208, 1157, and 1385. And the last one is the Chain Lightning damage not mitigated, so let's go ahead and put that on. So there you go. The damage didn't drop off. I think the second couple definitely hit harder, but that's not because it's, you know, it's gonna get harder. It's just that it's different because of the fact that like it did it crit or not each hit. See, that second one heavied. One more time. So that's kind of a big deal in large scale. So definitely have all 3 of these, because not only that, you're applying all 3, there's no damage transfer mitigation, and on top of that they all each proc that stuff right there. Let's go ahead and take that off. But remember, there's this limited amount of points that you can use. You can't use all 100 points in this. So let's go ahead and take this off. You only get 100 points to work with. Okay, So let's go to Inner Peace. Inner Peace creates a 5-meter radius where a lightning hits 5 times per second. It damages a random enemy by 60% of base damage. As you guys already know, this is literally just to restore mana. So I'll just burn a bunch of mana. And afterwards, hold on. I'll just use this. But now look. All right, let's go ahead and restore that so we can see it again, because we don't have all minute to keep waiting. That's cool. Instead of using Inner Peace, become immune to the following effects. So this is actually kind of huge, because in PvP you don't really use Inner Peace that much to restore your mana. I mean, you can, but like you really don't. Especially because with your staff block, you get a lot of your mana back. And what do I mean by that is when you go to your skills here, look at the abilities. It's at the bottom. Where is it? On defending against a Fury or Wrath attack, Mystic Shield changes to a Scorching Sphere for seconds. Wait, did they change that as well? Let's see. Before it was you get your mana back, but okay, so I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to give you misinformation. So, but from previous update, this gave you your mana back. It could still keep doing that, but not until I test it. I can't say for sure. So anyway. Moving on. So let's say a tank's chasing after me, a great sword, or somebody's trying to bind me, silence me, or let's say sleep's coming because one user put two curses on you. You know for a fact he's gonna try to sleep you. You just throw that on, and you will be immune from sleep, or stun or anything like that. The question is, do you still gain mana while this is happening? Let's go ahead and figure that out. Let's go ahead and waste some skills. Come on, use it. Okay, I might be lagging or something. Anyway. Because I know it's a holding skill, but like it shouldn't be like that. There you go. Alright, let's go ahead and try to use it. So it looks like you still gain mana back, and you're immune for that duration. Man. The hard part about this is I could ask someone to come in PvP over here, but then it would just make it a lot harder, because they would have to wait. So let's go ahead and read the last final skill. It says Inner Peace duration increases by 3 seconds. That'll be good. At first I didn't think, like, why would anybody want that? Because if you use Nature's Blessing paired with Inner Peace, you'd get instant mana all the way up. But if you want to be immune to PvP stuff, then you might want to have it longer. But the problem with that is, just because you're immune doesn't mean they can't stop wailing on you. I'm gonna want to test that later to see if while I'm doing it, do I have absorb, just mitigation as like an S&S user. But anyway, moving forward again. Fireball Barrage. A fireball is added per stack if used against a target with burning you applied. So what is Fireball Barrage? Let's go ahead and try that on. This is what it looks like. So it's like a Gatling, basically. And there's a long cooldown on it. But now let's see how it changes every single time it has a burning stack. Because as you see here, fireball's added per stack if used against a target with burning you applied. And what does it mean by per stack? Is 1 stack versus 10 stacks. Let's see. That's the test. We're gonna see how it looks, differently. So, what is this, 1 stack? All right, that's 3 stacks. Whatever. Okay, so I couldn't count it, but we'll see for ourselves what it looks like. Now, obviously, I don't want to wait the whole 15 seconds. Oh, darn. I ended up removing Deadly Marker. Anyway, moving forward, let's put 10 stacks now. Alright, here we go with max stacks. Okay, that one definitely seemed a lot longer than before. So that's gonna be really cool to have. So not only are you using fire bombs, I feel like this is more serial fire bombs. I mean, well, Gatling barrage right here, but whatever. Cooldown decreases by 5 seconds. That's gonna be huge. The target's mana decreases by 100 per one fireball. Per one fireball. So think about that. If you're hitting him by 10, you're reducing his mana by 1,000. You might not think that's a big deal, but let's say a tank usually has anywhere between 6,000 to 8,000, maybe. No, it's between 6 to 8,000 mana. And as a staff user, look what I have, around 10,500. So that's kind of a big deal because he won't be able to kill you anymore because he just doesn't have the skills to actually finish the job. So let's go ahead and add the fireball stacks. Alright, 2 more seconds. Like, look at that. And then you just keep the stacks going. I didn't notice that it re-upped the stacks, so that's my next test to see what happens. If it reapplies burning. Okay, so it does not reapply burning, which is kind of good to know. Maybe it does when you get it to, I think that's what these skills mean right here on the bottom left. I don't know if you see on the Fireball Barrage skill, it says cooldown goes down, and mana burn. So that may be what it means, because like most skills, the way the new epic and rare buffs are, they don't show like they used to. But it says it right here. Skill specialization, Fireball Frenzy, cooldown. Oh, no, I see what that is. This is telling me what I have currently equipped, which is right here. That's what pops up. So these are the epic, or specialized skills that I have. It's always going to show on the side. So let's say, for example, let's get rid of this because we were finished with that. Ice Spear. This is what it reads when you have it here. Let's replace that skill. Hover over it. It doesn't say anything, but when I put these stuff on, you hover over it now, it shows all 3 of those things. So here we go. It says an ice skill that hurls 8 ice spears. Well, actually, before we start that, let's show you what that looks like. That's all it is, just one big spear. So kind of lame, but with these new skills, it's going to make it more badass because of the fact that it hurls 8 spears, 80% chance to weaken the target, which decreases movement speed by 51%, and frost is applied. So it goes from that to this. Hold on. Let me edit this HUD. I'm tired of seeing this. Right there. All right. And right here, it says movement speed down by 51%. Which is huge because if something's chasing you, you want to play off of your ability of having range to slow them down. Weaken, which decreases the movement speed, is applied, and it changes to a bind skill. So that means when I use it next time, it's kind of like the ensnaring arrow, like this. See right there? He's binded for 2 more seconds. That means he can't move. That's what bind means. Now let's look at this. And right there, they have a bind skill right there. Why would you want to have a bind skill? Well, when he's binded, you can just free dump all of your skills that you wouldn't normally be able to, like a meteor or anything like that, or more fire bombs. Let's say you use your points on something else, so you don't have the instant cast time, so you have to be stationary. That's a good thing. The game may go down, by the way, while I'm doing this, so I'll have to partial upload. Damage boost by 40%. So this will be good to have for PvE. This not so much for PvE. This is for PvP. These two, this whole setup, PvP. So, but for PvE, probably just like this. That's fine. 738 is not bad, but with the right, actual build, you can get like 1,000 on each hit, which is that's a huge deal. All right. Now let's look at the next skill, which is Icebound Tomb. It says if the target becomes petrification freeze, use it 1 more time to remove the freeze. So before, the way freeze would work is, hold on, let me use it 1 more time because it's already up. Nice. Anyway, let's see. So you'd have to wait 25 seconds, and I can't unfreeze them. So let me just undo that and show you what that looks like when you can actually unfreeze it right away. So he's already frozen. But look, right here, I can unfreeze them right now. But I have a small window to actually unfreeze them. It says weaken, which decreases movement speed as applied. It changes to a bind. So let's go ahead and add that. I got 9 seconds to showcase what that looks like. 3, 2, 1. See? Unfrozen. But it said it changes to a bind. I didn't see any changes, so I'm the let me zoom in all the way to see. 8 seconds. Let me see. An ice skill that deals 220% of base damage plus 18, which reduces the target's movement speed by 29. 80% chance to weaken that decreases move speed, blah, blah, blah. And around the target applies frost. So I don't need to apply the freeze. Because why would I want to unfreeze? Because the window was way too short, in my opinion. So I don't see the bind. Oh, I see what they mean. Okay, so when I remove it, they'll be binded. Okay. Let's go ahead and try that again. So we can see what that looks like. Did I not have it on? Hold on. Let me put on the passive Frostmaster. That was a guaranteed freeze. Because if you didn't know, you need to have passives to make things work. So here it says, Frostmaster, apply movement speed minus 6.8 with 13-point duration, blah, 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 blah. Let's go ahead and do it. I don't see the bind. So I'm not sure they fully fixed that, but not sure if that's actually happening. I'll have to test in PvP to actually confirm. PvP skill though. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this. So I can't have this on and this on at the same time, looks like. So let's go. Oh, there goes the bind. So because it's a damage skill, it becomes bind and it's not frozen. So he's not frozen anymore. But he takes damage and he's binded. So for PvP, I feel like that's more important. Okay. So they definitely buffed up the staff to have multiple binds, it looks like. You get a bind here, you get a bind here. And you get CC immunity here. And you also have a get out, a jail free card right here. That's insane. And it's pretty cheap too. Not the bind though. Let's see, high focus. Now we got a couple more skills. I know I apologize. It is a long video. And again, remember, please share the video so more people can participate in the giveaway. Subscribe to the channel. We're at almost 6,000 subscribers, so I appreciate you guys constantly supporting the channel. Moving on to high focus. If you guys didn't already know what that does, high focus lowers the cooldown of your skills. So look at this. Deadly marker originally would be 30 seconds. You see that? Turn on high focus or high lotus. 10 seconds completely off of the actual skill. That's kind of a big deal. Because it says it right here in the actual thing. Increase the cooldown speed by 50% and movement speed by 22 seconds. You know, at max level it's 58%. So that's 60%. So I could have a lot of like these longer skills back almost instantly. Almost 60% is a big difference than 50%. All right, so it says the effect decreases and the target switch to every party member within the attack range. So this is good party buff because if you have multiple people doing like a speed run in the challenge dungeon, that'll be good. So that way more people can pump the skills. Pair this up with Deadly Marker, which is the ranger's version of cooldown skills, and you're just constantly just dumping. PvP, this would be good too for more like quick kills and in succession. You have 15 seconds to do as much damage as possible. But the question is, how much of the effect decreases? Is it 60% and it drops down to 50 if you're level 5? Tests need to be, you know, to happen. Now, base damage boost. An effect increases max damage by 45 is added. If expand targets is activated, the max damage increases by 15 is added. All right, what does that mean? Let's go ahead and look at my damage. Currently, my max damage is 386 on this build, 386. So let's test with a holding skill. 6998. All right. We know that this lasts about 15 seconds. Plus 15, so 386 plus 15. Let's see if the change shows visibly on the actual character. There it is. See? Although I hit lower, that doesn't mean it's less. It's because of the fact that my max damage didn't actually proc in that window. Plus 15. That looked a lot more than plus 15 though, didn't it? That looked like it was like 400 plus. Let's go ahead and take a look at the skill again and read it. It says an effect that increases max damage by 45. Ah, that's why. If expand targets is activated, which is this one right here. Where is it? This one. That means everybody gets a damage buff of 15. Okay. That's huge, because for crossbow dagger users, that's going to make a lot of a damage buffs for the entire team. So this is going to be definitely PvE oriented to make your speed runs much quicker. Magic melee and ranged hit 400 up, and magic melee and ranged evasion 400 up for 12 seconds. Definitely a PvP skill. You're definitely going to want to use this because of the fact that if you have low hit, you're not going to miss. Let's say people who have 2000 evasion and you're at 1500 hit. Now you just kind of close the gap right there. So you're guaranteed going to hit for at least those 20 seconds or 15 seconds. Well, buff duration. You got to remember buff duration as well. It says this says for 12 seconds, but as you saw with my ability, it lasts longer for me. So this is my current hit right now, 615. Look at that. 1000. So, look at that. I went from 12 seconds, did you see that, to 18. So, that's pretty nutty. That's insane. So, definitely viable for PvP, especially this is going to be good for threes. So, we always talked about maybe eventually evasion's not going to matter as much. Endurance is going to make a play in the future, and with skills like this is probably going to push. Not yet though. I feel like evasion's still viable, but this is going to make evasion a little less viable because that's insane. Let's turn that off. Let's go to the next skill, Judgment Lightning. Guaranteed consecutive use. Casting time is added, and Judgment Lightning can be used without any casting time. So if you guys know what that is, before it would shoot like that instantly, but if I add casting time to it, it will automatically give me a second one. Because if you read the skill before, it says a lightning spell that deals blah 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 damage. The skill can be used up to 2 times with an added chance for every 1 stack. Alright, let's go back to the beginning. Let's read it. When the target is wet or frosted by you, deals blah 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 damage to up to 5 enemies within 5-meter radius. When used on an enemy burned by you, the skill can be used up to 2 times. So that means, let me burn it. It's burned right now. And the skill can be used 2 times. That's what that means. Now, let's say this our target's not burned. You can use it 2 times. That's what that means. So, but you know, for the future, if you don't want to have this and want to save points, just burn the target and then go ahead. I know that's easier said than done, but if you have like remove the casting time here, you can get the casting time here. So like there is synergy between the skills. So let's go ahead and use it. I don't like that. That's too long, especially in PvP fights in threes. Maybe in large scale you have the time to pull that off, but in small scale or mid scale fighting, that's not going to be viable. Let's see, use Judgment Lightning on enemy without wet or frost status, transfers the damage. Okay, as you saw before, this is going to transfer to the back. So but it looks like it was limited. Unlike Chain Lightning, it stopped up to like the second one. Is there a range limit? Anyway, the damage is not mitigated when Judgment Lightning is transferred. Same thing as, you know, Judgment Lightning. It's literally the same. So I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna put a burning on him. Yeah, you can do without this one. You literally can just do this. And then you'll be good to go. So that's the setup that you'd want to probably use. So I got 7 seconds until I can do the next one. Hold on, what is it? I'm pretty sure it was burned right there. Not sure why it didn't work. Let's do it again. Target is officially burned. There it goes. Okay. Let's remove that. Don't like this. But that was the first time it actually didn't proc right away. So I'm gonna test this again later to confirm whether or not these can be used in conjunction with each other. Salvation Chain. Let's go put that on. Where is it? So if you guys already know, Salvation Chain, what it does is it helps you save somebody. I can't hit anybody right now because look, there's no one I need to save. I have to target a friendly to save them from a sticky situation. But let's see, read the skill. Creates a shield that lasts for 6 seconds and you lose mana instead of health. Another PvP skill to prevent you from dying. So 45-second cooldown. I don't like that. That's kind of gross. Let's turn that off. Move to the party member within the range from you. So what this does, it pulls me to the party member instead of saving them. Let's say I'm running away from somebody and I'm just like, no, save me. I guess I can't use it on a dummy, but that's how it works. Like it'll pull you to them instead of pulling them. Let me see if I can turn this off right away. Nope. Okay, so there you go. So let's say I'm getting wailed on by a bunch of melee users, which is going to happen because you're building for magic and ranged evasion. You're going to get hit with that. We'll try that on a couple mobs after this. And with 10,000 mana, it's kind of like your extra HP for those 6 seconds. So if anything, I'd proc the shield and be extra aggressive at the beginning, so that way you're you can take an advantage. Because if you pair that up with the fire bombs, where is it? Fireball barrage right here. Like this, you can be extremely toxic and rip someone's mana off of you immediately. So let's say I'll proc it. He's hitting me, but it's not gonna do anything. But now the shield's gone and I gotta play it safe. So any health or stun that I would have lost within those 6 seconds, I would have been protected from. Yeah, I would have lost mana, but it doesn't matter because you have inner peace, because you could have just got it right back right there. Plus with the immunities and stuff like that. There's just a way, that's the way my brain's thinking of how you can utilize that, you know, setup. The last one of the skill of the day is Infernal Meteor, Hellfire Rain, a fire skill which drops 12 small meteors to randomly create a 4-meter range radius area to deal with 332% of base damage. It creates burning as well. As you already know, that skill is right here. It's one of your omnipotent skills, and it does one big juicy fat meteor, right? When it's just, you know, without skill specializations. So that's a 4K. Obviously, I'm not using buffs, and obviously, I'm not this is not my optimized PvP build because it can hit for 6 to 8K, and then it can heavy on top of that, so hit for 16K. But let's go ahead and do that again, but with this time with other skills. Let's see. Infernal Meteor says Hellfire Rain. So that's multiple hits right there. Do I think it's better than the Major Meteor? I'm not sure yet. Let's go ahead and see if we can widen it. The cooldown decreases by 9 seconds. That's kind of a big deal because this will literally help your guild become kind of like a bomber class, because as you saw, the cooldown was just exponentially long. Without Blitz, it's just you gotta really plan your bombs. This is gonna be good too because after you bomb them, you want to decrease their ability for their support users to heal them. So 12 seconds left, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it one last time. Let's look what the cooldown looks like now with the 9-second reduction. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So now here's the interesting thing. We know that one has a long cooldown. So what else do we want to try? Let's see. Let's increase the damage here. We added the cooldown, and now we have this. So it went from those 30 seconds, and now we can do multiple things. Hold on. Sorry. I'm gonna make this look really ugly. Let's go to the longbow real quick. Okay. So it went from 30 seconds. It's not bad. Not bad. Alright, so that's all of the skills that I would use for, let's say, there's PvE and PvP, so that's going to be a separate video. This is just kind of like an introduction guide onto all of the skills for players that don't have a Korean account. Let's go ahead and remove all this. I definitely would use this. Let's see. I love this skill right here. We don't even need this. We just need that bad boy right there, and I'm just going to be doing this a lot. Look at that. And don't like that. Love this. Keep that. Definitely like all three of these. These are definitely, this one's more for PvP, so get rid of that. Use all these. Well, for PvE, if you're fighting a boss, you don't need that. But definitely keep these. Let Weather Frost at it. Let's see. This is cool for burning. Don't need this for PvE. This might be good for PvE for the 8 spears, if you want to have it on. I'm not a fan of this yet, so definitely want to proc only this one. Don't like that. So like that's kind of how it will look. But like obviously I'm not probably going to use let's say I might remove this. Definitely don't need that. This is good for PvE. But other than that, like I still have 46 points that I can use for my other class. But there go my staff skills. All right, if you enjoyed that in-depth tutorial on the new staff specialization skills, please hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend so more people can be aware of it. As a reminder, I am hosting a giveaway. Please, you have to be in the Discord and you have to be a subscriber to the channel to participate. Next Saturday on Discord voice chat is when we are going to do it, but this Saturday I'm going to be hosting a poll to see whether people want 3 giveaways, 1 giveaway, like a massive one, or depends on how people vote. But other than that, I'm going to do this for every single weapon in the game until the end of the week, and then I'm going to go into specialized skill set combinations to optimize for the best for PvE and PvP for the best builds, etc. So thank you guys for having me, and as always guys, stay blessed.